Ahsoka and Disney Star Wars, it breeds stupidity.
Yeah.
They just say anything. They'll clap like seals. They'll take anything. They'll take it in the face. And then they go really off the rails. Now, we've seen this stuff. I mean, are you guys familiar with the term shipping?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
You say shipping?
As in Raylo?
SHIPPING, shipping. Okay, Dre hasn't heard this one.
Is that like a reach around or something? Like what
Well, in this case, it is.
Sort of.
In this case. All right. For those who are unfamiliar with the term shipping, it's a term that came out of anime and manga and made its way into the vernacular in the past 20 years.
Tumblr
Originally,
made it famous, unfortunately.
Yeah, it made it worse. Originally, shipping was harmless. It was where you had usually most famous examples from anime and manga were Bleach and Naruto, where you had Naruto was in love with Sakura, but Sakura was in love with Sasuke, but Hinata was in love with Naruto. So you had established characters who all made their feelings clear for one another, and people would ship the pairings that they like and have major nerd fights, but it's established that these are the possible romantic pairings. So it's not the fans pulling it out of nowhere. Same with Bleach, Ichigo and Orihime, or Ichigo and Rukia. Of course, Ichigo and Orihime was a lot better.
An example that people will more be familiar with when it was back and it was semi-wholesome was Black Widow and Hawkeye in the first Avengers movie. A lot of people thought they had good chemistry. They're like, they seem to have a history. I'd like to see them as a couple. So it just meant these people, there's something there. I want to see them as a couple.
Or Dre in Winter Soldier, where you thought, hey, they're going to put Cap and Black Widow together. Because there was something there that seemed more, there was something brewing. So when something looks like it's being given a canon-based in-story reason for happening when it comes to a relationship, that's the original version of shipping. But as Jed mentioned, in the past decade, when we reached the late 20s, the late aughts, early 2010s, it took a turn for the worse. When these Cal Arts weirdos, the Tumblr weirdos, started getting involved in. Damn it! One of these days, I'm going to get used to having my mic in the position.
Deviant art stuff.
Same type of thing. These people, these fans, and I'm going to call them creeps and weirdos, started to ship characters that have zero romantic story connection. They are not lined up to be together. They're not lined up to have any sort of romantic interest in one another. And most of the time, and this is why shipping is now a dirty word in fandoms, because it's not about saying, I want this pairing to happen because it's part of a love triangle and I want my pair to win. And that's where it used to be. Now it's, wow, I want these two to be gay together.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
One of the most famous shippings that affected Star Wars in the last couple of years, Dre, that actually affected the content of the story was Raylos.
Yes.
People shipping Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver's characters, and that's why in Rise of Skywalker they had that kiss, because the Raylos called for it. The shippers called for it.
Rewind. Hold on. Let me throw a little.
Raylos are weird.
Let me get this straight. Let me make sure I'm just not retarded.
No.
So during the Last Jedi, I think that's when that stuff probably
it started in Force Awakens, but really hyped up.
But then we got the shirtless Force Skype phone call.
That's what really accelerated it.
Yeah. And then they had the psychic touching or whatever. So are you trying to tell me that the Raylo art fan group people, their influence actually might have pushed the Rise of Skywalker to actually have Rey make out with the serial killer? Is that what I'm...
the mass murderer? Yeah.
Make sure
So that was the first incident of it, and ever since then, when that triggers it, you create listen. We want creators of stuff to listen to us, the fans, when we're telling them something is wrong, when we're telling them something is good. But that's where the relationship should remain, when you're listening to criticism or praise about something good or bad. what we have here with Disney, Lucasfilm, Disney, Star Wars are these mongoloid degenerates listening to another batch of mongoloid regenerates. I'm sorry, degenerates. Degenerates. And you don't listen to the weirdos. You don't let them affect your decisions. You do not let them make your storytelling decisions for you, because if you're good at your job and you know what you're doing, you tell your story. Now, what we're about to go into now with the article I have ready to go, I don't care what Disney fanfic characters do with each other. I don't, because they're fanfic characters. That's what you do with fanfic characters.
Adam? What are you about to show me?
There's no nudity, as far as I'm aware, so you're safe.
No. You watched Rebels, Dre. Much to your unfortunate admittance, you've watched Rebels. Rebels stands, the infants who worship the show, really liked it that these two got to be friends.
We can turn this off.
And now they've spent years doing their artwork, and I've seen it on X Twitter, and it's creepy and weird, where they have wrestling matches and they're all sweaty on top of each other. Yep. They make their fan art, they put it out there, and they go, "Oh, I can't wait for this. I need this." Well, Disney has said, "You're right. We're gonna let this happen."
Hold on, I'm confused. Wait, hold on. So Jeb, not Jeb.
Zeb.
Zeb.
Zeb and Sideburns Man here, Mutton Chop Man here.
Yeah, because Agent Cows was the villain in the first 2 seasons, if memory serves me right. Then he kept failing, and then he became a rebel, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah.
Am I right, Jed? I feel like I'm right.
I've seen Rebels once, like 7
years
ago, but that sounds correct.
I was very careful in my perusing of it. You're right.
Yeah, I think I mean, because look, this show is but I think that's what I remember. Yeah. So now that these characters that spent little to no time on screen together, now the shippers they want them to engage in Pound Town.
They want they want docking, they want hide the salami, they want pitching, they want catching. They want it all.
And the shippers, they just won Castlevania too, because there's a new gay couple in Castlevania season 4 that
I checked out of that. I'm not even touching Castlevania Nocturne. I'm not even going near that, because I saw what they were going to do with that. We can talk about that later. But I mean, but here you go. Again, as I just stated a few moments ago, I don't care what you do with fanfic characters. These are fanfic characters. I don't care. What I care about is that you're listening to weirdos and you're altering the lore because weirdos want to see characters have gay sex. I'm not calling gay people weird. I'm saying these people want 2 characters that have little to no reason to be in a relationship together per the actual story, but they headcanon their way to it. They masturbate to it in a corner with the lights out, because even they're ashamed to look at themselves when they do it. But they want this so badly that they spam social media with their fan art and their slash fanfic stories. Well, we all want to slasher ourselves. We want to be in a slasher movie, because when we hear this, but they do that, and it is not right to acknowledge it. They set the precedent with Rise of Soy Walker, and now they have solidified it that they care more about creating these relationships, these stories for agenda, than actual Star Wars lore. Than actually have these characters say, no, these characters are now defined because they're gay together. I'm looking for Star Wars, and I don't see it here. I'm looking for a company to have a little bit of rational judgment and understand that you cannot let a bunch of, to quote, as he versus baby, his favorite term, a bunch of window-licking retards make decisions for you. That's not how it should work. You should have everything in a Bible a lore Bible, and then it's set in stone. Not changed because a bunch of creepy weirdos on X Twitter want to touch themselves to interspecies alien sex of the same gender.
Oh, God. That made it worse.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it worse. But there you go. I mean, I don't want to use this term because I don't believe it. That's why I say Disney Star Wars is dead. DED dead, because the inmates are running the asylum.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And the part that you brought out that stands out the most to me, Adam, is that these companies are listening to this craziness. And I think that's the issue for me, because when somebody comes up with something credible or a really good idea or something to expound on, or say something like, hey, let's look back to the EU and let's see what the EU did, and
I have a
all
great
that
example for that,
wonderful
but
stuff, all that great stuff,
Yeah.
we are then told we're its foes, whatever, fill in the blanks. But they're bringing a good idea. But this is something that's going to be have credibility. Like, do random characters touching each other? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, Dre, you brought up a great idea. When the EU listened to its fans, especially when it came to when Jason Solo fell to the dark side and became a Sith, and we're not talking Dooku Sith, we're not talking fake Inquisitor Sith, we're talking actual Sith learning the teachings of the Sith, the abilities of the Sith, willingly going full yellow-eyed Sith. He had to have his Darth title. He needed to be in, and he had no one to give it to him. He had to come up. But you know what? The real Lucasfilm at the time said, "Hey, EU fans, Star Wars fans, we're gonna have a contest. We want you to give Jason Solo his Darth title." And they had a contest, and fans chose Jason Solo's Darth title, Darth Caedus. And that's cool. See, that's the kind of interaction you want, where we're putting it out to the fandom. It's a name. It has to have meaning and power, but we want you to feel in touch with that you contributed to this, where we're giving you a part of the character's story. Not his whole story, but we're letting you put a finishing touch on it. A cherry on top, so that you know that we care, that you're enjoying this. To me, that's a legitimate interaction between the company and the fandom. It's a contest. There's reward. People are having fun. People are discussing it. And then you get the reveal in the book when it happens. It says, "I am Darth Caedus. That's my real name. I'm not Jason Solo anymore. I am Darth Caedus." But there you go. This is Disney Star Wars. This is the fandom they wanted. This is the fandom they got. And they're welcome to it. I want nothing to do with this. All right, I'm done with this now. We are done with this garbage. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there. Who knows? @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.